Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about periodontal disease linked to COVID-19 complications. The background of periodontal disease, it is a multifactorial chronic inflammatory condition of the oral cavity associated with dental biofilm. The displacement of the bacteria involved with periodontitis causes systemic inflammation and has been proven to be associated with other disorders. It is now believed that periodontal disease affects COVID-19 infections due to the involvement of ACE2, TMPRSS2, and CD147 receptors, which influence the cytokine storm.
Link between periodontal disease and COVID-19. New studies have found that patients with periodontal disease were 3 times more likely to experience COVID-19 complications, including ICU admission, need for assisted ventilation, and death. The finding of the study indicates the need for maintaining and improving periodontal health in patients to reduce viral load, reduce host susceptibility, and complications of COVID-19. Patient monitoring. Periodontitis is strongly associated with greater risk of severe COVID-19 complications. Periodontitis shares chronic risk factors with most chronic inflammatory diseases known to influence COVID-19 severity. Increased serum levels of immune cells in patients diagnosed with both diseases serves as evidence that improved oral hygiene is important to reduce viral load.
The methods used for the purpose of this research study were analysis of academic research and case control studies and more. One method examined was a 2-sample Mendelian randomization, which allows scientists to examine genes of both periodontal disease and COVID-19. The database collected for periodontal disease was retrieved from a publicly available resource of the Genome-Wide Association using the phenotype found in periodontal disease. On the other hand, COVID-19 was retrieved from the Host Genetic Initiative, a website where human genetics are used to evaluate information to learn the cause of SARS-CoV-2 susceptibility, severity, and outcomes. Finally, an inverse variance weighted was used as the main method to analyze the causal relationships between exposure and outcome. Other methods included the MR-Egger regression, the weighted median method, and the weighted mode method.
Research findings. In our research, we found that current studies and evidence observed the indirect influence of periodontitis on COVID-19 through the analysis of pro-inflammatory cytokines and immune cells found within blood and gingival curvicular fluid samples collected from patients with moderate to severe chronic periodontitis and COVID-19 infection. Researchers also evaluate periodontitis' more direct influence on SARS-CoV-2, as the aspiration of periodontal pathogenic bacteria can enter into the lower respiratory tract and overexpress ACE2 receptors, which then allows for the binding and entrance of COVID-19 in the host cell, making the host more susceptible. Results. The overexpression of inflammatory cytokines and immune cells caused by both diseases identifies a positive correlation between the low-grade systemic inflammatory effects of chronic periodontitis and its aggravation of COVID-19 complications. Numerous studies provide evidence that moderate to severe chronic periodontitis may create a more favorable environment for the COVID-19 virus. The analysis of different research studies showed that periodontal disease was significantly associated with an increased risk of host susceptibility to COVID-19. However, more research and studies need to be completed in order to determine a definitive causality between periodontal disease and its influence on COVID-19 complications.
The findings of the research only further stress the importance of public education on periodontal disease prevention to promote a lifetime of oral and systemic health. The study's strengths are that they used numerous study methods that all concluded the same results. The study's weakness was that the research was performed on a small sample size. Also, due to the studies taking place at the beginning of the pandemic, long-term effects of COVID-19 complications were unable to be studied. It is recommended that future studies be conducted on larger sample sizes for further validation of the hypothesis. Hygienists can help protect their patients by informing them of their increased risk of developing COVID-19 complications if they have periodontal disease. Establishing and maintaining periodontal health will benefit your patient's overall systemic health, encouraging patients to receive vaccinations and boosters, and providing medical history forms that include a COVID-19 questionnaire to assess their risk level.